Hey, how's it going? Don't know how long this is gonna let me play for, but please observe my signs. It's just opinion commentary for your entertainment. It's not the end of the world. So, I pulled two cards. The first card I pulled was from the Shaman's Dream. This one, Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. And I pulled number 59, Wailing Tree, and the subtitle is Reconciliations. Don't have time to do stuff right. So, I've pulled this card before, but as usual, when I pull a card, it looks different the next time. So, today, I'm noticing that it's very autumn, and it is a season of, like, stuff coming to an end, basically. If we're gonna, like, make a analogy to life cycles, I'd say winter is just, you're dead. You're unconscious. You're catatonic for the season. Whatever it is, you're not, 100%. But here, there's still some warmth in the air. There's still some, I guess, some fieriness left to us before we go full-on carb pumpkin latte world into Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all those eating and drinking holidays. But this card has on it, like, it's very, it kind of reminds me of one of those things, like on my Pinterest account. One of the things I have a bunch of pictures of is trees eating things, like bicycles and just whatever. Like, you'd be surprised what a tree will grow around and, so-called eat. But on this, you can see there's a person in there. They don't look super happy, and I go, wow, what? Let go of whatever it is, because look how unhappy it's making you. And I almost feel like they've been, my vision is messing with me. They've been in the tree so long that it looks like it's not part of the person, but it almost looks like there's like a leg of them sticking out, and it's just all skeletal because they've been stuck in there forever. And wow, that seems like, you have been carrying around something for so long that it's basically eating you alive and is starving you of your life and your nutrients, and you really need to let go of it. It's fall, it's a leaf, let it fall off the tree and blow away and decay and, circle of life, all that. I mean, even if it's an emotion or some trauma, even, eventually you gotta let that stuff go, my goodness. Otherwise, you might feel like a tree ate you, and a tree, I know it's backlit by that golden light I always talk about, that divine light, but it could also look like the flare of a flame back there a flare of a flame back there happening and burning regret. I don't think that's necessary. I mean, you can, like, jettison it. You don't have to, like, set it aflame. But it also could be a trick of the light, Come see, come saw, you don't know. I mean, everything doesn't have to be 100% horrible. And the card number is 59, which is going to break down to 6. I can talk about 6 if I have enough time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if this kicks me off. So I'm going to read from the guidebook. Wailing Tree, grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses, reconciliations. Well, you need to come to terms with yourself here. It looks like, not you, but the you in this card is having, I mean, look at that face. It's like embodying the wailing part of the title of the card. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup. A place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. Fall and leaves and all of that. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard or putting too much effort into life with little reward. I mean, have we not all been there? If you've been considering making a change, now's the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. And I imagine all of that is what this face is about. But so sad, like, and painful. You gotta learn to let go better, because that's... You don't have to work that hard, I promise you. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, think of it like a school year at the end of fall or mid-fall, whatever, where you're not going to wear your grubby clothes from last year unless you absolutely have to, right? I mean, I think there's still a culture of new school clothes and looking and feeling all spiffy and brand new. However, even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. I talk about that all the time. And I figure anybody sitting around watching this has also come to that conclusion. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point, so do it all now. Look at it squarely and honestly and say it and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and, this and that. So as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure, because you haven't dealt with them and they maybe could have been sitting around a while, festering. And that's when it gets to the festering point, it's like, oh man, you needed to change that Band-Aid a long time ago. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and you'll be more enriched by the experience. Can't argue with that. So I pulled a second card, and it is the fox. Well, it is from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, and it is the fox. That fox face, it just looks so, like, I don't want to say smug, but satisfied. I mean, it's got this little sort of smirk, but, you know, foxes are not designed to be smiling, so it might not be smirky. It might just be pleased. It might be tasting its last meal. It's very calm and content looking. In fact, it looks like it's looking at something, what is the word? Come on. The word is failing me. It's looking at something like it really wants it, or it really had it already and wants it again. I don't know. It's very intent and very intense. Let's see what the book says. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Woo! Fox, Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, ingenious teacher, monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. Why would those two things go together? Why are you sneaking around? I really want to think about that. The sneaking around I can kind of understand. When you're out of balance, you just kind of are not wanting to face people and stuff, but unsure of your identity, I have to think about that. Why would that make you unsure of your identity? I mean, what comes to mind is you failed at something so bad that you feel like that yourself, that you feel so that you feel like you failed so bad that you gotta go hide yourself or something. But with that, I guess that could threaten your identity if you weren't that confident in the first place. You might be thinking something like, who even am I? I'm not even strong enough to make an impression. That's what I'm getting. So, wow, I would not like to feel that way. I mean, listen, it's not always the best thing, but I always make an impression. To bring into balance, partnership connection. Well, I mean, if you're going to kind of lose it and the other thing I could say about the identity thing is maybe without the family unit or the friend group, you feel like your existence is kind of thin. I don't know. I mean, it sounds, it's an animal we're talking about here, so they can adapt to situations, but it sounds like they can't adapt to loneliness or being alone much better than we can, because we kind of we have a lot of loneliness in this country, and there's a lot of identity issues. I mean, people, let's take a trans person, for example. They are not unsure about their identity. It's everyone else that's unsure about their identity. I know someone for years, and I didn't know that that's what was going on with them. I know something was going on with them, but I always said that, well, I used different words, but I always said that something about them was always very confusing to me. And they never filled in anything until very recently. So, but yes, I have not met a single trans person that is at all shaky about their identity. That is a myth. But that's how it is when there's somebody against it, railing against it, that isn't the it. They're always speculating a lot of stuff, and because it's their perception that isn't understanding, they're like, but you're this, you can't be that. And it's like, you are not the person to tell anybody else what they can and can't do, unless it's your child while they're under 18. And please be reasonable with them. If they say they're not whatever they were born, trust them. Just like with gay people, they know what their deal is. It's, everybody mind your business. So, where am I going with this? Well, okay, shedding your leaves or your layers or your old stuff, and I mean, going through your keepsake box of memories, and even the ones that you've been dragging around behind you like ball and chain, that have been kind of slowing you down and messing up your life and distracting you, paying attention to old stuff you can't do nothing about, when you could be looking for and catching and paying attention to new stuff, opportunities, people. So yeah, fall. Yeah, totally. And then whatever you're left with is going to be skinny and malnourished without all the coating and, layers of stuff that you were dragging around. And then you have this guy, and it's like, if this guy, this fox personality, gets far away from its people and its group and its source of identity, then it is naked and shaky and also like psychically malnourished. But fall passes right into winter. But that's another thing. For that, you need new coats, other coats. And this guy right now is for sure, if not already sooner, if not sooner, building a new coat. Because, every summer they shed, like our domestic animals. I can't imagine they don't also shed because it gets hot. I mean, I think as it gets hotter with climate change, we're going to see naked foxes and things running around. They're going to adapt into, all the animals are going to be sphinx. Yay, climate change. Anyway, these are just ideas, notions, okay. But sure, that works. Anyway, ow, good grief. Watch out putting your ring in your hair. Anyway, so we do not hibernate the way animals do. And I don't know that these do like a full-on hibernation. I think they do like some kind of a little hibernation light. I'm not really sure. But the season will change, and in the meantime we can slow down because everything's going to slow down, and I think it's good for both systems of our forms. And we have a spring to look forward to, and the summer, and all new stuff. So let the fall happen, and gather close around your people around the holidays so you can know who you are.